Oh boy, it's a new week and a new direction. Bitcoin has crashed by almost $5,000 in the past few hours, but is this just a flash crash or is this the beginning of something much more significant for the Bitcoin price? At the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting just barely above $95,000, and it is down since its all-time high of almost $100,000. This represents almost a $5,000 dip, but since it has retraced from about $100,000, that only represents 5%. We're going to be seeing pretty big numbers like this from now on because obviously if it is at $100,000, a 1% dip is going to represent a decline of $1,000. And during bull markets, it's pretty common for us to get retracements of about 20 to 30%, which would represent $20,000 to $30,000. Obviously, that's going to be something pretty significant, and people are going to be freaking out if things go down by that much. But just remember that this is very common, and nothing goes up in a straight line forever, like I've been saying, so it is really healthy for us to come down and find these levels of support, turning previous levels of resistance into support. And it looks like there's not really a significant level of resistance below us until we get down to about $93,000. I'm not saying that we're going to get down there all the way, but that is definitely something to look at. But if you go back and look at the daily chart, that doesn't really look like much, and there's not actually any real significant support until we get all the way down to $73,000. I know that's probably scaring the heck out of everybody, but that would be about a 25% retracement, which is very common, like I said, in these bull markets. And that would represent a $25,000 decline, which would obviously make the mainstream media start pushing out articles saying that crypto is dead and the bull market is over. But in my opinion, that's probably going to be just a representation of a great buying opportunity because the Santa rally might just be getting started and we still haven't even seen the inauguration happen. In my opinion, this pump has basically just been the Trump pump, and since that basically is starting to die down a little bit, it looks like we're going to have to wait for some actual good news to come out, because I don't know how much further we can continue to ride just a bunch of hype to the upside. Like I said, I don't necessarily think it's going to be coming back down to these kind of levels, but it's definitely something that could happen, and in my opinion, it's not anything to be panicking about. It's just normal price action for Bitcoin, and this volatility doesn't only represent a really great opportunity to lose some money. This is really the only reason why it does represent an opportunity to make life-changing wealth. This kind of volatility is what attracts investors to the markets, but it's also probably why most people don't make money in these markets. Everybody trades emotionally, and right now, as everybody's been FOMOing in over the past week or so, a lot of people have been buying the top, and now that we're probably due for a retracement, a lot of people are going to panic sell, and then whenever it bounces, they're going to be chasing those big green candles all the way up to the moon. And as long as you follow the right channels and don't just act emotionally based off of clickbait, then maybe you'll actually be able to beat the normies in this bull market and make life-changing wealth riding this rocket ship all the way to the moon. Speaking of rockets, one of the reasons why we could be seeing this retracement is because there's some new news that the U.S. officials have been discussing giving nuclear weapons to Ukraine. Hopefully this isn't going to happen, but it does seem like the Biden administration is trying to send us into World War III deep enough that Donald Trump can't pull us out on day one. And honestly, I can't even tell you how disgusting it is that these people would rather end the world than give up their power. But like I've said in the past, if it is nuclear war, then it doesn't really matter because everything is going to be going down to zero, including the human population. But if we do avoid a nuclear holocaust, then it looks like Bitcoin is probably going to continue going to the upside, and it's going to be bringing other cryptos with it, probably kicking off altcoin season as soon as this little bit of emotional fear comes to pass. Speaking of people running their mouth when they shouldn't and then dropping nukes, this time on the market, here we have Jim Cramer, and this is probably the actual real reason this time why the market has been correcting today.
Greg in Florida. Greg.
Booyah, Jim. How we doing?
I'm doing well. How about you, partner?
I'm doing very well. All right, so here's the deal. I've owned this stock for a long time, since 2023. I'm up over 1,000% right now. I don't plan on selling it. In fact, after today's correction, I plan on buying more. But I love what the CEO does. He's the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Saylor. The stock is MicroStrategy. What do you
we call MSTR. We used to call that Mr. MSTR. I've got to tell you, it's a Bitcoin play. I prefer to actually own Bitcoin. I know that Citron put some sort of short on it. All I can tell you is own Bitcoin. That's a winner.
We were enjoying some pretty great gains last week, and then this dummy had to come out running his mouth, and obviously inverse Cramer strikes again, because as soon as he said that, basically we started retracing right away. The inverse Cramer effect, though, only lasts so long, and hopefully this is just going to be a short-term flash crash. And maybe this dip down to $95,000 was enough to put Jim Cramer short in profit, and since he's used to gains in the traditional market, maybe 5% is enough to hold him over, and it's just a matter of time until he comes out and says that Bitcoin is dead because it's down about $5,000, and then we're probably going to be shooting right back up to the upside again. All jokes aside, tomorrow we do have the FOMC meeting minutes, and in the last meeting, Jerome Powell did sound a little bit more hawkish, and it almost sounded like he was done doing rate cuts for a little while. But if when these meeting minutes are released, if it says anything about the economy continuing to struggle or any more dovishness than what we heard in the last meeting, then this could be enough catalyst to actually cause the bottom of this flash crash. And then when the buying continues, we could see ourselves above $100,000 by Thanksgiving Day. Speaking of the buying continuing, here we have an article on Yahoo Finance that says Michael Saylor reveals he's making $500 million a day with Bitcoin. It says MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holdings have appreciated by $5.4 billion over the past 2 weeks, with the company making $500 million a day, according to co-founder Michael Saylor. Saylor believes MicroStrategy may be the most profitable company in the U.S., growing the fastest, with a valuation premium driven by its aggressive Bitcoin acquisition strategy. Honestly, I kind of agree with Jim Cramer on this one. I would rather just own Bitcoin. And MicroStrategy has kind of become a meme, honestly, so it might be seeing a continuation of its parabolic run. But when the meme finally ends, it might actually crash harder than Bitcoin. And really, I don't even see the interest in buying a company that continues to sell its stock whenever it makes money just to buy more Bitcoin, whenever you can actually just go buy the Bitcoin yourself instead of just making a bunch of money for somebody else. But, whatever. To each his own. Earlier today, Michael Saylor posted on X saying he's acquired another 55,500 Bitcoin for $5.4 billion at 97,862. So he is down on this trade, but I'm sure he's going to be okay, obviously. And as he continues to buy the dip, I'm sure he's going to continue making millions of dollars a day, especially as Bitcoin goes parabolic. But in the end, we're obviously going to see another bear market, and Bitcoin's price is going to go down. Whenever that happens, so is MicroStrategy probably. And if you have MicroStrategy instead of Bitcoin, then Michael Saylor will have sold all of your profits basically to buy more Bitcoin, and he's going to be buying the dip while you're stuck in MicroStrategy waiting for it to go back to all-time highs. So just be careful buying assets like stocks that can be diluted, because the whole promise of Bitcoin is that no one can just go print a whole bunch more. And there's a reason why Michael Saylor continues to sell stock to get his hands on the real thing. So just keep that in mind, and don't let the normies get you stuck in a stock while the owner of the company is getting the asset that everybody else wants. Finally, I want to end on something that, well, it's just going to make you feel good. Recently, there's been a lot of speculation that Elon Musk might actually buy MSNBC. Some people are saying he's going to change it to MXNBC, but Elon Musk himself posted this meme saying Elon Musk trying not to buy, and MSNBC, as usual, is showing their ass, and Elon Musk is tempted. This would be a really crazy move, and it would be great to see the mainstream media actually represent the people and free speech again. And it would be a really great place for Elon Musk to keep us updated on all things Doge. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it would probably be really huge, just like whenever he bought X. And if it does happen, then maybe we're going to be seeing a crypto news segment or something like that, but it's all speculation. And in my opinion, it doesn't really matter because Elon Musk has already achieved a really great goal. He's got the hosts of MSNBC absolutely shitting their pants, and they're even crying on air.
Hold on. To at least 3...
I don't know about you, but seeing Mark Cuban crying on air like that just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Anyway, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Is this just a flash crash or the beginning of something much more significant? And also, do you think Elon Musk is actually going to buy MSNBC? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if it brought you value. But most importantly, don't forget to do only good every day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.